this video I'm going to tell you about the 5 best squash rackets available on the market today. Most squash rackets made today are high quality. They're made of graphite. They're 27 inches long. They're all within a fairly narrow band of specs. There are only a few different head shapes to choose from. So this is for the people that need a racket and just want my opinion on a few good options. There are many products to choose from in squash rackets, each with different features, benefits, and prices, to help you make a good decision. I have done extensive research, read many reviews, and compiled a list of the best squash rackets big name. If you want to know about the price and other information, be sure to check my details. So let's jump to the video without delay. Number 1. Dunlop Hyperfiber XT Revelation Pro Lite. This racket has a teardrop head shape with a fairly even balance point. I like the teardrop shape because the longer string bed gives you a little more power and is a bit more forgiving. Because of that, I had to make my top overall pick a teardrop, but I've got a recommendation below for a traditional head shape option if you prefer that. I mentioned this racket has an even balance point. I think that's a good starting place for most players. There's another version of this racket called the Revelation Pro that current world number Ali Farag uses, but the reason I haven't recommended that one. As far as the price point, this racket is a good deal right now at $130 in the US, and a very good deal in the UK at £60. Part of the reason it's a good deal is that Dunlop has come out with a newer model, the Dunlop Sonic Core Revelation Pro Lite, replacing the Hyperfiber XT model. One last thing I want to say about this choice is I picked it in Number 2. Technifiber Carboflex Airshaft 125. This particular series of rackets has been hugely popular for years. It started with the original Carboflex 125, which is still in print, but now known as the Technifiber Carboflex 125 Heritage. It's gone through several iterations since then, and the latest model is the Airshaft 125. Because this is the latest and greatest racket that the top pros are using, it's also one of the more expensive rackets on the market. In the US right now it's $220, and in the UK it's a slightly more affordable £130. If you want to get a taste of what this racket is like, without paying top dollar for the latest model, you can try the previous version, called the Carboflex X Speed 125. Number 3. Dunlop Aerogel 4D Ultimate. If you're looking for a lower cost option, I would try the Dunlop Aerogel 4D Ultimate. Aerogel is a technology that Dunlop used in their rackets maybe 10 years ago. While the technology is a bit dated, they are still good quality rackets. These frames were top of the line at the time, and many of the Aerogel frame shapes are still in wide use today. Dunlop still seems to be keeping the Aerogel Ultimate model alive, which is a good thing for budget seekers everywhere. There's a new iteration of the Ultimate called the Dunlop Sonic Core Ultimate. It's got the same frame shape and stringing pattern as the old Aerogel model. It might have some incremental improvements in materials over the Aerogel Ultimate, but it's still pretty similar. Number 4. Technifiber Carboflex X Speed 130. If you're looking for a durable racket, I'd recommend the Technifiber Carboflex X Speed 130. Recommending a high durability racket is a bit tricky because any racket can break if you clip the sidewall of the floor a little weirdly. There's always the possibility of a freak accident like that, even among players with a high level of racket skill. And of course the risk is higher for beginner or intermediate players. That said, right now, I would say Technifiber is the brand with the best reputation in terms of durability. That's my gut feel from talking to squash players and reading the squash source comments. Granted, that's not very scientific, but it's the advice I would give right now to anyone who asked me. The reason I picked the X Speed 130 model specifically is because it's 5 grams heavier than the X Speed 125, and that's 5 extra grams of graphite holding the frame together. I know it's just a small difference, but Number 5. Technifiber Carboflex Airshaft 125 NS. Best squash racket for women. I'm going to mention a racket for women. Most of the time, women just use the same rackets as men. Any racket mentioned on this page is a good choice for both men and women. For a while, some manufacturers were trying to market squash rackets to women, just by making a pink version of a racket that was already in their lineup. Of course that works for some players, but obviously it's just cosmetic and not a meaningful difference. Enter the Technifiber Carboflex Airshaft 125 NS. This is world number 1 Nour Al-Sherbini's racket, hence the NS in the name. The 125 NS actually has a difference compared to the regular Airshaft 125. It has a smaller grip. A subtle change, but an important one. Obviously this works for anyone with smaller hands, or anyone who just wants a smaller handle. It doesn't have to be for women. And the cosmetics, mercifully, are not pink. I've tested the Airshaft racket. That's all from my end. I make helpful videos daily, so do subscribe to my channel. If you need more information or want to know the price of the product, please see my description. For any problem, please comment below. Stay up to date with our great products, it makes your life so much easier.